Hello YouTube, Blogging Eric's Rants here, and today I'm responding to an article written by Susie O'Brien in the Australian Advertiser. In the Advertiser we have three regular feminist columnists, Tori Shepherd, Susie O'Brien and Ali Clark. Every year for about the last 4 or 5 years or so, around this time, one of these feminists have always written a comment about the revealing clothing that the grid girls wear on the grid. And this year is no different. I'll leave a link in the description to the original article so you can read this yourself. So this year, almost right on cue, on Thursday the 12th of March 2015, Susie O'Brien, one of the major feminists who writes columns for the Advertiser, mentioned at the start of this video, wrote about the grid girls. She starts off by contrasting the grid girls that will be at the Australian Grand Prix this year to previous years, which shows that there have been changes in what the grid girls wear. But she sends the whole thing off the cliff by declaring that none of this changes the fact that grid girls shouldn't be there at all. In the very next line she states that we have a female Foreign Affairs Minister, Julie Bishop, and a former Prime Minister in Julia Gillard. And she, as usual, wonders why women don't have a bigger role in major Australian sporting events than just looking good and watching the men. Susie, you do realise that some of our most successful athletes have been women, or that we have several female race car drivers in the development series, in the Carrera Cup, we had some in the Utes for a while, we even had a couple in the main game for the endurance races. And encouraging women to get into motorsport is a great thing. Anyway, despite the fact that from the looks of it the grid girls look to be in my age group, I don't pay that much attention to them. I prefer to listen to the commentators when they're talking to the drivers or commenting about the weather or the track condition, because really that's going to affect the race. They won't spend more than a brief period of time acknowledging the grid girls. Usually they just dance around them so they can get to the drivers in the cars or a major person involved in that particular round of the V8 supercars. The cycling podium girls, which merely have them helping the winner onto the podium and kissing them, that is pathetic. But to say that they've become walking trophies as a result, maybe for that brief period of time, but I can't help wonder if you're implying that they're always going to be trophies because of this. There's this one thing. She then goes on to ask why there are no grid guys. Again, I've been wondering that myself. Have diversity. Have women in there, young women in there, young men, dark-skinned people, light-skinned people. But a couple of the big things they have to be is photogenic, because they have the friggin' cameras shoved in their face a lot. Now, questioning the roles of women and men in society can be a good thing. We do have a domestic violence survivor as Australian of the Year this year. I'm not going to go into that. The gender pay gap, that has been debunked over 9,000 times. And a doctor who said something stupid gets rightly called up for it. She then briefly talks about how the grid girls somehow take us back to the old days when women were oppressed. And frankly, I think for that particular part, Susie's just talking out of her ass. Children and adults are exposed to all sorts of things throughout the various forms of media. And parents usually are the ones that influence the children. You need to explain to the little girls that the grid girls are not great role models for them, or that just because you love this guy in motorsport, he may not necessarily be a true icon for you to emulate. She then makes the argument that these girls are selling themselves short, and she denies that she's demeaning them. Susie, these girls probably love being grid girls. And for you to say that they're just tarted up cocktail waitresses wearing clothes more suited to a tacky porno, I'm sorry, but that is demeaning. I would find that. If I had someone describe what me in one of those things as just a tarted up cocktail waitress wearing clothes more suited to a tacky porno, I would feel demeaned. Finally, she mentions that the Formula One Grand Prix has been successfully promoted as a family event, and she wants the grid girls replaced with male and female Grand Prix ambassadors who are worthy role models rather than just pretty models. Susie, I would like to know what you would think these worthy role models are. We could have a debate on it. But this sort of stuff, talking about grid girls, is just so petty. And this is one of the many problems with modern day feminism. This little thing, grid girls, wearing scantily clad clothing. Women like Susie O'Brien, Tori Shepherd, Ali Clark. They take this small thing and blow it out of proportion, make a mountain out of a molehill. Look, the majority of the time, the commentators will briefly mention the grid girls. They'll tour as they go around the grid. And to make an article, a whole article about this for 3, 4, 5 years just shows what this third wave feminism is about. It's petty. It's about petty little things. And admittedly, perceived sexism in a whole bunch of things. And that is a shame. The second wave feminists did a lot of great things. These third wave feminists are causing problems for the name. Feminist. That is why more women are leaving feminism. Just a response article I did for this video. This type of article comes around once a year, and feminists try to make it out to be a massive issue. It really isn't, though. What do you guys think? Am I right in thinking this is just a petty thing that, yeah, probably could be examined a bit? Maybe have them cover up a little bit more. But is it really worth writing a whole article on? I don't think it is. Have a great day, everybody.